Welcome to Spirit Medium Laura Mediumship and Messages. Here you can enjoy healing to happiness with exceptional, evidential, and ethical spirit communications. Spirit Medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and is featured as a top 100 psychic in America. Here is Spirit Medium Laura now.
Oh boy, guys, if you were watching me live on spiritmediumtv.com or on YouTube, because I have a live feed going on, a video feed, you might have noticed me making a myriad of very weird faces. The first of which was inspired by a message that suddenly came up on my computer that it was going to restart my computer without asking me. I hope I pressed the right button to avoid that, but if I didn't, Susie B will have to text me the phone number to call into the show because I wouldn't have it in front of me because it's all on my computer. Okay, so it seems like that was avoided. And then the second thing is I don't have any water at my station here to drink, which I usually would have. Oh boy. Oh well, we'll make good without it, or I can always put on a little break and then go get some water. But right now I'm okay. So welcome to the show. There is a website for the show, as I just mentioned, spiritmediumtv.com. And you can actually watch me live on that page, and you can actually join the webinar if you wanted to. It's item 3 on that page. All you need to do is click on the word that says to join the webinar. Click here. Click on the word here, but please mute your mic if you do so. There's also a couple of other resources there, the phone number to call to get into the show, which is 347 area code 945-5849. There's also a way to get a sale on a private session with me. I think that's item 4, which is if you're a radio show listener, you go to book. Wow, we're just about to have a horrendous rainstorm here. I'm in southern Florida, and it is the rainy season, and let me tell you something. Nature is not wasting any time. Woo! I hope I don't get cut off. Again, I could be cut off for that reason. So Susie is here. Thank you, Susie, for being here. I really appreciate it, because if that does happen, I'll be back. But Susie would probably have to step in. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. A sale on a reading. Booklaura.com is where you book a reading. Booklaura.com. And if you put in, as you're booking your reading, the code radio show, you get a third more time free. So if you book 30 minutes, you'll get a third more time, which is 10 minutes added to the same price. So you get 10 minutes free. That's just an example of it. You could do it for 15 minutes, you could do 45 minutes, and so on and so forth. Okay, what else? Oh, if you want to jump to the top of the queue, there's the 8 No Wait. That's described at item 2 on spiritmediumtv.com. I usually don't need it on a Wednesday during the day because it's a little bit lighter, the switchboard. You never can tell. Some of my busiest days have been on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Just never can tell. But right now we just have a modest amount of callers, which is good. Welcome everybody. There's somebody from 704 as well. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure Susie will get to you soon. If I don't, or whatever, we can just take you as you've called in. Okay, now I like to talk a little bit about a focus subject every time I do the show, and I sort of use what's going on in my life or a recent article I wrote which might have been inspired for some reason. And on Monday I was doing something about chakras and unblocking them, and there's a system that Spirit created through me where your subconscious provides for you the blocked chakra. It's using a symbolism system, and then we unblocked. But today I'll go to that in a little bit, but I just want to talk a little bit about failure. All of us fail at times. I like to be positive on the show. I come to think of it, haven't spoken much about failure. But we all have failure. It's a part of life. And some of us fail over and over again on the same subject. Perhaps it's in money. Maybe we're always in a position where we're never making any money. We're always losing a job. We're never promoted, or we can't even find a job. Where's all this come from, right? Well, you could say it could be coming from a soul contract. Perhaps we set up a lifetime where we would have parenting that was scanty or provided an example of poverty or poverty consciousness or lack of success. Uh, these things are not by accident. Most psychologists on earth, if you went to therapists, would only look at this lifetime. They wouldn't look at before. But I like to go a little bit, to other lifetimes as well. So everything that's going on in your life, for some reason or other, you planned it. You created it. Let that sink in for a moment. Why did I create this mess I'm in, right? Well, good reasons are usually the cause, and the good reason usually is that you planned it so that you could grow beyond it and evolve. And when you evolve, everyone evolves. Now, what the heck's evolving? What do we care about evolving for? I mean, do I have to go through all this crap to evolve? Well, the whole point of evolving is to increase your awareness, expand your consciousness, and empower you to live at a higher frequency of joy. So the whole point of evolving is to go to bliss, to go to joy, to go to a place, a dimension, even on Earth, that is creating your dreams. That's what evolution is, spiritual evolution is about. It's not just an exercise in building fortitude or patience, or learning how to be meek, if you will. It's there so that you learn how to create reality. That is the ultimate underpinning of spiritual evolution, is learning how to overcome what appears to be real, appears to be limiting. Okay, for the sake of learning how to work with higher energy, higher consciousness, and create ideal circumstances. And this is sort of like my bailiwick, if you will. This is what I very much feel is my reason for being alive, is not only to do it in my own life, which I'm still learning and I'm still failing, but also as I learn and create to approach others with whatever it is I'm gleaning and learning. I've been into this for over 50 years, prior to being born even. So include that in the 50 years. You don't have to know how old I am. No, I'm only kidding. I'm proud of my age. But in any event, so what have I learned? Well, okay, so this week I had a big I thought it was a failure. Okay, I had a big disappointment. And it caused me to go through something I go through. My kind of bailiwick is all about is learning how to love myself regardless of circumstances I'm in. I guess that's one way to say it. So in any event, in a spiritual context, we look at failure as spirit leading us to our good. We don't look at failure as failure. We look at it as a guidepost, which is a good thing, right? So if all your doors are shut in front of you, and you pray that you be shown the door that needs to be opened. So when I had my little failure, first thing I did was say, okay, that's good. So where am I supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be going? And I do understand that better now. So that's a big deal. Okay, and the direction is to be more involved in the work of actualizing potential, human growth and potential, and in particular removing emotional blocks through spiritual, psychic, and holistic tools. And I'm learning a lot about that right now. But something else happened that was kind of interesting. Okay, the underpinning of all of this, and that is, as soon as I understood this, i.e., my true purpose, I had more awareness of a pre-life memory that I've had for many years. But every time I get to what I'm supposed to do, my mind would get a little foggy, like, well, I'm not really getting that yet. But today, it cleared out the foggy memory, and all of what I just said was added in there. Literally, I remember talking to my guides and then telling me that I didn't finish the work I was supposed to do as a soul, and it has something to do with this spiral of evolution and of helping others and myself realize potential. Realize potential. So just a short little note on realizing potential. And I will be talking probably a lot about this. I don't know. I'll let spirit lead me. I don't like to make predictions, but I think I will be talking a lot about this certification I'm going through. I already do a healing modality based on chakras, and we're going to do that right now again. Okay. But I just want to make a summary before I go in. So, in terms of the spiritual technology that I've already created, it works on chakras. I'm now adding in aromatherapy or essential oils. Okay. I actually am getting a certification. I'm going through it now. I didn't start the first class yet, but I'm reading the book and I've been studying it on my own. It's called Aroma Freedom Technique. It's developed by a Dr. Benjamin Perkis, who is a PhD in psychology. It draws upon many different therapeutic steps, of which he's trained and will be training us in. And it also uses what I consider to be extremely fascinating, essential oils. Essential oils. And why an essential oil? Because essential oils go right into your subconscious. I'm going to just say it simply. When you breathe in a well-crafted, a therapeutic grade essential oil. It can't be any old oil, and it can't be a knockoff. It has to be the specific ones that he's using because he knows they work. He's actually done research to prove his system works and all this other business. You know, it's like going to buy a perfume. You get a knockoff, it never smells as good. But this goes beyond what it smells like topically. It's the way it interrelates with your brain chemically. And the composition has to be a specific way. So anyway, when you breathe in a highly crafted or highly pure therapeutic oil of a certain type, it will affect you in a certain way, and it literally can reprogram your subconscious and remove blocks. And what I'm learning from this particular certification is how to put you in the right circumstances where your brain is literally looking at the limiting block in your memory and then reprogramming it, or let's say rewriting it. Taking it out, cut and paste like a document, cutting it and taking it out and putting in a new memory with the oil, which is sort of like a blank slate. Well, you can create them. You could create anything you want in your life if you learn how to remove the blocks. And this is kind of wild, isn't it? It's like literally taking away your karma. I don't want to go too wild. I mean, if I do his way of saying it, I'm going to be a little more conservative. But in my world, the technology, spiritual technology I've been using is a psychic one. Because I come from that perspective, and our chakras are windows to our soul. If you can hear that, that's literally the loudest thunder I've heard in a long time. It's very beautiful, very dramatic, but also could cut me off. So we'll see what happens with all of this. But anyway, we all have 7 chakras, and they give us a lot of information. If you're working with a clairvoyant, they might be read for you as I read them, and information is provided that shows your blocks. That's how spirit works with me. I've done it on the show a number of times. Okay, so what we're going to do today is show you how you can actually find your block by simply asking your own soul to tell you where the block is. And then we're going to do a very, very simple exercise to remove the block. So we'll do that as quickly. Well, maybe I will spend a little more time on this than I normally do because we don't have a lot of callers. So if you would please think about your own life, each of you. Maybe it's something you're trying to get. I know I have a couple of live questions in the queue, and I know I have an other side connection in the queue. There may be grief there, as well, for those who've lost a loved one. So I want you to think about something you need right now, something you really, really want in your life, and you're really not getting it for whatever reason. And I want you to create right now, write down an affirmation. Okay, write down an affirmation if you had it. Like, for example, if it was grief, I now feel integrated and whole again. I now feel peaceful and integrated again. Something like that. If it's money, let's say you can't get a job, you might want to say, I now am attracting abundance into my life with the correct work. If it's love, I am now with my perfect partner, deeply in love and supported. Whatever it is. So I'm going to be silent for a moment while you write down the thing you really want that you feel you're not getting. Okay? Just be silent. Good. And now for the second step, I don't want you to think about this too much. Okay? I want it to just be fast, because if you overguess it, that's not your intuition. We're using your intuition right now, which, by the way, is your soul speaking to you. Every time you get a hunch about something, it's your intuition giving it to you. I mean, your soul giving it to you. Okay, so I want you to think of the numbers from 1 through 7, and I want you to write the number that pops out for you for your block to reaching this goal. For your block, ask yourself, self, what number represents my block? Write down the first thing that you get. Good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through a chart on all of the numbers and write down your particular chakra name. And then I want you to write down the color of that chakra, and that's about all you need to write down. So if you got the number 1, it would be the root chakra, and the color is red. So write down root and red. If you got the number 2, it's the sacral chakra, S-A-C-R-A-L. That's S-A-C-R-A-L, and the color is orange. If you got the number 3, it's the solar plexus, S-O-L-A-R. Yellow is the color. If you got the number 4, it's the heart, H-E-A-R-T, and the color is green. If you got the number 5, it's the throat, and the color is sky blue. If you got the number 6, it's the third eye, and the color is, I like to use purple for simplicity. And if you got the number 7, it's the crown, and the color is, I use white, even though my chart has a little bit different. So white. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the location on our body. Okay, so I'm going to take you there now. The number 1, which is the root, is in the groin. Okay, so stay in that location on your body for a moment while I go through all the numbers. 2 is in the abdomen. That's the sacral. 3 is in the stomach area. That's the solar plexus. 4 is in the chest or heart area, in the center of the chest, however. That is the heart chakra. 3 is in the throat area. That is the throat chakra. 2 is in the middle of the forehead. That is the third eye. And number 1 is the crown chakra, which is at the top of the head. Go to your chakra. And now I would like you to imagine that you are sending in the color of the chakra, washing it clear of anything else that might be in there. Any other colors. Washing it in. And then I want you to simply say your affirmation to yourself, or you could say it out loud because we can't hear you right now. I am now, and fill it in. Now, if you had essential oils, you could also use the oil right on the chakra, and you would anoint the chakra in a clockwise direction, however that is for you. I always get that confused, but whatever clockwise is for you, okay, from your perspective, right on it with the oil. You can, and also breathe it in. It's also recommended for 21 days after the healing to go into a power pose, which is basically your arms up and your you're standing up. Your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. You're standing straight up, and your arms are going up over your head, and you're saying your affirmation after you smell the oil. These are all techniques, but there's a lot more that goes with this that we can conclude another day. But for today, you actually cleared a block. At least you began to. At least you began to think about it, right? All right, good. This is the work I do with clients besides readings, but every time you get into a reading, guess what? You're going to get to a block, or you're going to get to something that needs to be healed, because we're all trying to get something, and the only thing that gets in our way are our own blocks, our emotional blocks. Okay. I'm now going to do a channeled message for the group, so if you would please uncross your arms and legs, sit back, start to breathe abdominally. Deeply drawing in breath from your abdomen and releasing it. Calling in your loved ones from the spirit world, if that is what you want today. Focusing in on your question and or your healing, if that is what you want today. While you do that, I will do the prayer silently. I'll be back in a second. And now on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into your space your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay, good. Ooh, a lot of green came in today. That means love. It could mean love if you're interpreting it that way. You also could use your creative license, your intuition. I feel a lot of people in the audience need healing. Okay, because I'm connecting with you when I do that. So all of a sudden in comes all this green light. Okay, so let me do a channeled message, and then we'll go to the phone lines. Oh, goody. We are here. We have come in to talk to all of you about your own love of self. Each of you has obstacles in your life to reaching what you want. We would like to say to you that the way to get what you want in life is to release the obstacles before you. But we would also like to say that most of the time what you perceive as an obstacle is truly there, created by you so that you would grow, not simply that you would overcome the obstacle. The obstacle is a theoretical, or shall we say, intangible way for you to grow. Obstacles are illusions. From the world of spirit, obstacles are almost as if you're in a movie and everything is a theory or fictional. It is not true. What you perceive as obstacles truly are not really the reality around you. They are simply there as an illusion for your growth. So every time that you encounter an obstacle, always say to yourself, this is an illusion. You could literally make believe the obstacle is on a screen in front of you, as if you were watching a movie, and then send from your third eye to the screen a laser of light and laser it away. This is another symbolic way to remove blocks and obstacles. You may use it any time. It is very easy and facile to do. Namaste. Oh, I like that method. That's really easy. I could use that one later on. I got to write that one down. Okay, I'm going to go to Teresa, who is wanting an other side connection. Hi, Teresa.
Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Terrific. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure, absolutely. I'm going to see who's there for you, my dear, and we'll see if you can validate that. First thing I want to do is I feel a female to you is very soft, sweet energy. Would feel perhaps older, not perhaps, yes, older to you, or more of a mother figure, or someone like that kind, sweet, loving soul. Let me just see what I get there. This is for Teresa 415. Please step forward. A lot of yellow light around her. I wonder why she's showing me that. Oh, she's telling me why. She's saying that whoever this is a highly developed intellect, very smart individual, very educated, knowledgeable person. That's the first thing she wants to say. That's why there's yellow around her. What else do you want to say, please? Very thin legs, particularly on the bottom, the calves, like as if you would remember that. I still didn't even get to the meat of this. I'm already on her legs. What else do you want to show me, please? She's bringing me to her heart center. She shows me she's a thin form, not very overweight, if you will. Actually kind of skinny. She puts her hand on her chest as if there's something there bothering her before she transitions to spirit. That could mean one of two things: heart ailment, or it could be lungs. I'm feeling heart mostly. Sometimes when they show me heart, it could be emotional. So, but I want to say I do feel it is physically a heart issue for this person. Very, very thin. And she might not be who you're thinking of. The reason I'm saying that is because I have a feeling about this. Looks to me like she's got a strong nose, oval-shaped face, but a very strong nose. And her skin color is not, it's more in an olive tone. Or a brownish olive tone. That's why I'm saying it might not be who you're thinking of. If you're thinking of a specific loved one, I have a funny feeling this is like a, believe it or not, Teresa, an Indian guru or someone like that, or somebody that might have practiced yoga. Now, would this make any sense to you, please?
Yes, it does. It sounds exactly like my spirit guide. I call her Patel.
There you go. Well, there she presents right in front of us. A very knowledgeable wisdom worker. A very loving,
Brilliant.
yes, very, very loving. And a mother figure in a way because she's nurturing to you. And she says you have she says you have a lot of that in you. She says you have a lot of that loving energy in you, and you're just like her in many, many ways. And she's speaking now. We are of like vibration. We carry the same torch. I did before you for many, many times, lifetimes, but now you carry for me the same torch of love, of helping others, and also helping others. I don't know why she's using this word, a seed to their goals, reach their goals, a seed to their goals and be who they really are in life. You are a light worker, you're a miracle worker, and you work with me and my energies on earth. I thank you so much for allowing me to come in today. I wanted to validate your claims of health and healing for that you seek right now. You're looking for others to work with you on their karmic past and release it through your energy and your work. I am doing this with you. I wanted to come in another way so you could see me a different way. I hope that this makes sense to you, Teresa.
It makes perfect sense, and I'm really touched.
Yes, sweetheart, and so am I, because it's not usual that, as a medium, I'm thinking you sound of a different race. Okay, she's looks like East Indian. Okay, and you sound like you're, not. So that's why as a medium, I'm expecting to bring in somebody related to you physically, but she's definitely related to you spiritually. So. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for calling in today. Is there anything you want to ask or add? Because we don't have those many people. I have a feeling you need to say something. Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to ask her about the project that I'm working on right now, if she has any advice or guidance.
All right. Patel, sweetheart. Well, first of all, I want to tell you that you are definitely doing the work that I have given you. There is no doubt whatever in my mind that you are working on what we have given you over the centuries of time that we've spent, not only in earth, but also in spirit. You are healing others according to our paradigm and the energies with which we work. We need you to continue doing what you're doing. Do not doubt it at all. It does have a chemical component, yes, but it also has a spiritual component. You have learned how to combine the two through specific modalities and or techniques that you're using. It is important for you to continue to work. It is definitely of what we are working with you on. You have not misinterpreted anything. We are your guides and we work with you all the time on this. Yes, the answer is yes. The modality is perfect. You have not misconstrued anything. Okay, now I'm going to stop her channeling for a moment. By the way, she's given me an accent, which is kind of interesting. But I also want to say that I got a feeling that there's a mind, body, soul thing going on here, and that there's a physical component, and that you've found something that brings them together, but it's something physical, almost like an essential oil would, but it's whatever you're doing. What is it that you're doing, sweetheart?
I'm actually writing a program and going to be going into production and filming a question and answer on metaphysics. I wrote a book called Common Thread, Traveler's Guide to the Hero's Path.
Okay, and so there's a technology in there, or spiritual technology that you're discussing or revealing?
Yes.
Okay, and what does it contain anything that is of the earth that's physical besides spiritual? Like minerals or something. I get this feeling when I'm talking to Patel like that.
There is some alchemy involved, yes.
Okay. Well, she likes that. That is very important, that part of it, because she cared to show me that specifically out of all the other stuff that she already revealed to you. She does, that's already been said, but then the new thing that came in when I was channeling her voice is that the alchemy.
I used to be a biochemist.
There you go. There you go. Well, it's extremely, that aspect of it is a spiritual component to chemistry and biology. And, a lot of biologists and chemists would say, oh, it's just all it's more physical. But of course, as you know now, as more of a metaphysician, that there is something that the effect of things is both from an energetic as well as from a physical. It's not just one or the other. It's always,
Right.
related.
I think she's talking about the subquantum kinetics and the physics that are contained in the chip.
Oh man, this is just fascinating. Why don't you send me an email with some more information on this? I'd love to know about it. Do you have my email?
I will write it down if you have a moment. And,
yes, it's easy. Very easy. It's
okay, hold on for 1 second, please.
Thank you, Teresa.
I really appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate.
You're more than welcome to call me.
Oh, please! It sounds fascinating.
Go ahead,
okay, it's psychic medium Laura at gmail.com. Very easy.
Oh, how easy is that?
There you go. It's not complicated. Psychic medium Laura at gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing more about this.
Psych or psychic medium?
Psychic, Psychic. Yeah. And I'd love to hear more. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about this. And we can share it also in the show. If there's information in there that's important, we can also talk about that, because I'm always looking for new spiritual technology that will help people grow and evolve. Okay. And, it's ironic that you would have called in, because I know there's something very metaphysic about the essential oils. I just sense it. I have no real, I don't have a scientific vocabulary to really fill that in, but I do feel that there is something there that's out like alchemy as well. So I'm on to this stuff right now, Teresa. Thank you so much for calling in.
It is a form of alchemy, and you're working in ancient Egyptian alchemy, by the way.
Absolutely. And by the way, my mother's master guide, she was a metaphysician as well, was Serapis Bey, who was in the ancient mystery school. So, of course, I end up getting very involved with this on some level. It's kind of interesting how it all crisscrosses.
You're in a long line of tradition.
I think so.
That's why I call you, and you're the only one I call.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you. We really got to get to know each other.
I hate to sound arrogant about it, but it's like takes one to know one,
Exactly. Oh, I'm very, very persnickety. I don't go to anyone really. I shouldn't say that. Every now and then I do, because I feel that psychic energy is accessible to everyone. But most of the time you have to go to your own guides. You do, I do, because it's the only real way. But thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Teresa.
Well, it's wonderful to be around another transformer. So I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And I know you took extra long, so I thank you very, very much. And I will email you, and feel free to call me anytime.
All right. And I love Patel. She's a doll. Have a great day, sweetie.
Isn't she magnificent?
She is beautiful. She is pure.
I love her with all my heart.
She is pure. And by the way, everybody listening, I usually do not see guides because they're etheric, you know, but she presented to me physically. And here I'm sitting here thinking, this is very strange. I'm going out on a limb here. But that's what it's all about. Oh, no, that's not what I know. Oh, no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, how could she, I'm thinking to myself from my human mind that, you know, I'm looking through the peephole to spirit, and I'm saying, could Teresa know this person? I'm trying to find somebody you're related to physically on Earth, where she's your guide, and I wouldn't know that. When I go for other side connections, I'm going for relative, right? So for me to deliver that to you is just an example as a medium and a psychic or whatever. You know, I don't know your training or what you're coming. I think you're coming from a different perspective. But when I do train people to do psychic work, it's always trusting the messages. And in this particular case, I was like, well, okay, we're going to trust the message. Because I don't usually see guides. But anyway, so wonderful validation for me as well.
Yeah, well, I actually asked a causal plane guide to come in rather than an astral plane. The only other question I have for her is, I don't know if she's associated with the Upanishads or not. I haven't asked her that before.
The say it again.
The Upanishads.
All right. Well, we'll see what she says. And now, you know, I'm kind of tainted as well right now to give you the right answer. But let's see what she says. Maybe she could give evidence. But tell, sweetheart, are you associated with the Upanishads, please? Yes or no? Yes, I am. Of course I am. And you know that. Ancient history.
Yeah.
Ancient history.
She cracks me up.
She says ancient history is before. Okay, I like that. Upanishads.
Wonderful.
Yes. Well, this has been actually fascinating. Okay, sweetie, I have to go. I have to get to other people.
Thank you, and have a magnificent day.
Thanks. You too, sweetie. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, we're going to go to Zia, who's got a life question. Hello, Zia. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
I'm great, sweetheart.
Fascinating.
Oh my goodness, was it not? I was like, whoa. Now, what I need you to do, because I never spoke, I don't remember speaking with you if you're not familiar. I just want the question. I don't want background because I don't want to be influenced. I want spirit to come right in. So go ahead, honey.
Okay. Work, my day job has been rather crazy and it's been very tumultuous as of the last few weeks. I'm wondering if the direction that you'll be taking there will be something that will be beneficial to you.
Okay, so we're going to see, is the direction of this job good for her, yes or no? Is it going in the right direction? Since it's been rough, this is, now you see what I mean about influencing. You could influence me. I'm going to be very careful by saying it's been rough, so I could very easily think, oh, it's going to be rough, but let's see what spirit says. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because any psychic could be very easily influenced. Okay, Zia, and she's from 217. Good or bad job for her? Yes or no, please, spirit. Yes, it will be good for you. You need to get over some self-esteem issues right now. In other words, confidence levels need to improve. All of those obstacles that put in your place were there to help you get a little bit stronger in terms of how you view yourself, how you stand up for yourself, and how you will proceed. Because the job entails a lot of crisis work. Crisis work, they're saying, work handling crisis and conflict, and you need to be tough to handle it. So this was just sort of like a primer for you, if you will, to make you tougher so that you come into the position with greater strength than before. All of that will eventually go to the background. All the tests and everything, all the difficulties that you've been going through will go to the background, and you won't have it anymore because you're going to toughen up a bit and you're going to become fierce. and almost miraculous in your position and your posture. People need that from you, and that's what you're being almost initiated to do. Not only in the physical sense of your experience, but also in a spiritual sense that you're there in a karmic duty, if you will, to help others, to be there as their minister of healing, if you will. I hope that that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you so much.
you're welcome, love. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thanks. Bye-bye, honey. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, just putting her back. Okay, we're going to go to Ron, who has a life question. And again, Ron, just give me the question. No background, honey. Go ahead.
All right. I started writing a novel the day before yesterday, and I'm just curious to know if this is a new concept for writing for me, and I'm just curious to know if this is something I should continually put my energy into, or if there's some other direction I should go.
Okay. It was a lot for you to start this book. Wow. Moral choices are within it, guiding people to make better choices. You know what you're doing with this work. Hold on. I still didn't get to your answer. Yes, you should be doing this. It will be a little difficult, however, to continue it and get it going. The reason is because you're second guessing it. We're going to talk about that for a moment. How to get over that. Because it's different. It's different than, well, you already said it's different than anything you've done, but it's different than what you think people are looking for. They're not looking for guidance on moral choices. They're looking for how to get more of what they want in life. However, being simplistic in the methodology is important, and moral choices is part of it. However, it's not the meat of it. What we would like you to do as your guides is to think more clearly about the reason for people having the information. What do they really need? How to live a better life is what everybody is always looking for. And so you can give them this without making it pedantic, if you will, and that's the tweaking that you're looking for. You're looking for how to change it a little bit so you could put some sugar with the methodology. You know, like they say castor oil, a little sugar helps the medicine go down or something. So put a little bit sugar with it is basically how to get what you want by gleaning principles underneath the surface of action. I'm holding off on saying this a little bit because it's getting I'm wondering if it's making sense, but let me let it go. Hold on for a second. Principles of actions are important. Principles of how you do things are important. Moral turpitude is important. However, to get going on this better is to understand better how people look at things. People need to know why they're doing something, not just that it's good for them. So the thing that you're leaving out is the why behind it, of why it's good for them. What are they going to get in their lives? See, you're holding that as an assumption, and they don't see it. It won't be seen in the way you're approaching the work. It needs to be highlighted more as the front end of the work, and then the underweaving, the technology, the spiritual, emotional, physical technology, the technology that makes this happen will be the subtext. It won't be the meat of the work, if you will. And that is the thing that you need to change a little bit. However, the work is very important and is very, very needed, and it will go well if you do what we're suggesting. You understand, please?
I'm not really sure. I get some of the stuff that you're talking about, and it sounds like it's more of my previous books rather than the book that I'm working on now. Because it's the book that I'm working on now, it probably will have some of that underlying thread to it, but it's just totally different from what my previous works have been.
Let's see if we can figure this out. So give me the exact information then of what you're working on. We'll see if we can relate the two.
Like I said, the other books were more of self-help and spirituality books, and this book is really not that at all. It's more of a novel combined with nonfiction and fiction together.
And the purpose of it is? What's the purpose of the book, honey?
The purpose of it, it's to tell a story.
Just to entertain? To entertain?
Yes, exactly. It's more of an entertainment type of thing than in the past. The other book.
No, that's fine.
Like I said, like a teaching.
Okay.
Type of thing. Also pulling from real life, but this is more of stuff that I haven't talked about
Okay. So now what then the way to interpret what was channeled is that to entertain, you have to put more entertainment in it. It doesn't have enough of it. So whatever tools you're working with haven't evolved yet to entertainment level. That's the sugar, that's the sweetening, because the moral turpitude is in there as the front runner because maybe you're used to approaching things that way. That's what they're saying basically, but in a very roundabout way. So I'm going to just pull it all together, hopefully, is that you need to kind of think more in terms of how do you create conflict, drama, tension, so that the message, the entertainment message, is the front runner in the book. Okay, and then there could probably be some themes of evolution and all those other, we all have themes in everything we're writing. We don't just write to entertain. There's always an underpinning, but right now they're suggesting you need more of that on the front end. Okay, so it's great that you're doing it, but you don't have enough of the drama there to make it exciting, so that people get the stuff that really is the underpinning and the themes of it. And that's what they're suggesting. So great idea, they love it, but you got to put in more sugar there in the front end. And that I'm going to give you I'm going to give you
in that draft stage. I spent a couple of hours on it, and with the understanding that I'm going to have to go through this and build it up.
Got it. And so I'm just going to see if they have anything more to say about that, like where to go or what resources will help with that. It could be just that you have everything you need, just need to do it during certain hours of the day. I don't know. But let me see if they have any suggestions of how to put more sugar in, create a more exciting kind of plot. This is for Ron at 4:01. Your plot is good, they say. Love the plot. The plot is excellent. The sugar comes more from dream work and visioning. Dream work and visioning, like daydreaming. And so you're going to grow a lot from this because you're going to start doing more of a daydream kind of writing sequence, which will allow your imagination to sort of take over and let the writing go. So daydreaming, now just to say, if you were going to have you could use an essential oil for this, by the way. It's on my mind lately, but there are essential oils that give you inspiration. But you have to encourage a daydream state so that you can get more of that drama in there when you're writing, and that will help a lot. Okay?
Yeah, I was in a really bad place week, and I realized what it was, that I had stopped writing for a very long period of time, and I started doing other things to promote my previous writing, and then those things I was doing to promote my previous writings turned into something else, and just one thing led me further and further away from writing, where I didn't write at all until the day before yesterday. I actually sat down and I wrote for a few hours and got out a couple of chapters.
No.
And then I just started feeling so great again.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, you should email me too. I want to know these works you're working on, all these great people that are out there. I want to know what you're working on. Say hello, psychicmediumlaura@gmail.com.
All right.
I want to see your other books also.
Somebody called me up the other day out of the blue. He's kind of a famous actor, and we were talking for a little while, and I was actually looking to get into film and television. But he happened to just call me, and we were just talking about the very thing that you were talking about at the beginning of the show. And I just told him he was asking me to put him into connection with one of my clients. And I happened to say, I really don't get readings or whatever. Then for some reason today I came on and I just kind of went through, and you were the first one that I was led to, and I was like, wow, she's talking exactly about what I needed to hear.
Wow.
Your exercise too.
Oh, and by the way, what number did you get?
Third eye.
Third eye is blocked. Wow. And the message today, the last part of it was daydreaming. Daydreaming. Because if you haven't been writing a lot, and you got to get that creative going again. So there you go. Wow. Fascinating.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Great job, Laura.
Great job, Ron. Give me an email of what you're writing, what you have written. Always, eager to get to know everybody, actually, but you sound like somebody very interesting. Thank you so much, honey, for calling in. I got to run.
All right. Thanks for the show.
Thanks, honey. Bye-bye. How interesting is that? Wow. Okay, going to Tonisha, I believe it is. Oh, I got the wrong number. Hi, Amanda, just listening. I'm going to put you back in the queue, love. Okay, I'm going to Tanisha. I'm trying to go to Tanisha. Every time I go to her number, it just says, there she is. Hey, Tanisha, what's up? What can I do for you? I'm doing great, love. So what can we do for you today?
I just wanted to know, what did you see as far as me relocating?
Okay, she's calling from 551, Tanisha. Locating, yes or no? First, I'm going to just go to a yes or no on it, and then more information will come through, love. Tanisha. Yes, you will be relocating very soon, actually. Not going to take as long as you think. There aren't as many obstacles in the way as you feel there are. And when you finally do look into it, the actual mechanics of it, you're going to find that all the doors open up completely right away for you because it's sort of on an energy path or a life path for you. And it's just sitting there dormant, waiting for you to knock on the door. So, in other words, imagine there's a door. Go ahead. Do you want to say something?
No, I was saying I feel that way because I just feel like it's time, but I just want to make sure it's the right location, and that's what's
well, let me finish that. Let me finish that then, because I'm getting a feeling it's on your life path, and it's very exciting. It's something that you really want to do. It's more than just a location. It's sort of like the right place for you in terms of doing things you want to do in your life. And let's see, Tonisha 551. Okay, I see a couple of things, but I'm getting a feeling of Colorado or the South. I know Colorado's not the Southwest, but the Southwest or Colorado. I see mountains. Where are you thinking of going, sweetheart?
I was thinking about the South again, but I didn't know where exactly in the South to go this time.
I'm getting Southwest, not South, not just the South, but I do see mountains, and I feel excitement. Okay, like let me just see if I can get anything. Go ahead, honey. What?
I don't know. I was saying, like, do you know what they specifically towards that?
Well, I'm going to go into that now, honey. Let me just see. Okay. Now, are you a teacher or are you a learner? There's something with you and education is very important.
Yeah, I am. I love learning. That's my thing. I love learning and love teaching what I learn.
All right. So then anything you do needs to be motivated by an area that is stimulating to you intellectually, that will let you grow and learn and participate in a learning modality, a way of learning, and also that you be able to teach it. I still feel that the Rocky Mountains are very important, so I want you to, Rocky Mountains, Colorado, that area, I want you to include that in your looking, because you may not have thought of that. You may just be thinking, yeah, you may be thinking of the East Coast. I also feel that you need a cooler climate, not a hot, sweltering southeastern U.S. climate. You need something that's got the cool mountain air for you, because it's a breath of fresh air for you. So that's what I'm getting. I will leave it with that. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, wait. There's one other thing. They're telling me, I'm seeing you, believe it or not, honey, in doing something with New Age spirituality and the growth and yoga and that, like a retreat of some sort. And I get mountains and I get cooler air with that. So now, where are you located right now? Are you up in Northeast or something? Where are you now?
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey. So yeah, exactly. No, it's so funny you said spiritual retreat. I'm about to start looking for some type of spiritual retreat. Maybe that's what that is, but I really don't like cold either, as far as like living wise, because I hate it.
Yeah, I understand. No. Okay, so you don't need to go cold, but you need to go to a place where it would have crisp mountain air also. So, like for example, in the Southwest. Like in California, they have mountains. It's not freezing. So look into that. Any place you go needs to have a higher elevate. I see something like almost I don't know, I've seen these really juicy kind of retreats in the mountains where you do yoga and all this kind of stuff, and it looks like it's probably not directly south of you. But if you know people south of you, you know, like maybe you have relatives or whatever, it could be. There's also, what's it called, North Carolina, what's it called, Ashburn? I can't remember the name of it. There's a place in the blue, the Rocky Blue, Black Mountain or something there. In North Carolina is something, but it does get cold during the winter. So go to a place. The place that probably would suit you the most would be in the Southwest, where it never gets really that cold, but they do have mountainous areas. And I want you to look into that, okay? See where it goes. Also could be Hawaii. I know that sounds bizarre. I know that sounds bizarre, but they have mountains in Hawaii, and it never gets that cold there. So think of that. Just think of that kind of an approach to it, darling, and be open, because what Spirit wants you to do is something a little different. They need you to jump out of the rut you're in. They need you to break out of the rut you're in, because you're used to going back to the same things all the time. Okay? All right. All right, love. Thank you so much, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go to Susie B, who has a question, and then we will be ending the show. Susie B, what is your question, darling?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. My question is something that just came forward to me this morning.
Okay.
I wanted to see if Spirit thought that the man with the K name has made a proposal. Is this for my highest and best interest to accept it or let it go?
No, okay. I don't know who the K name is, but I don't want to know because I can't remember right now. That's fine. Is it for her highest? No, it's not.
Okay, I thought so.
And you already know that. You already know that. You already. Don't do it. Don't take it. Don't listen to it. And by the way, it's a lot of crap because
door number 2.
I'm also hearing it's really not an offer. It's not a legit offer anyway. So you know, as soon as you thought you would, yeah, he's talking big, but there's nothing big there. There's nothing big behind door 2 for you. So don't accept it.
Okay.
Love you, sweetie.
Very good. Thank you, doll.
Thank you. Love you, honey. Bye-bye. All right, I want to thank everybody for calling in today. I look forward to working with you again Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like a private session with me, just go to booklaura.com. And if you put event code radio show in the event code field, you will obtain a third more time free. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.